Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Crime Genius.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Cardinals played 7 games last year, and the Cardinals won 4 of the 7. And tonight, the first of a 4-game homestand with the Cardinals for the Dodgers, fresh from coming off a cold, wet, and weary road trip that saw them lose 5 of their 8 games. Tonight, Jaime Garcia, the left-hander, will be on the mound for St. Louis. He has really put up some numbers, and facing him will be Hiroki Kuroda, who has been pitching exceptionally well, and against the Cardinals to boot. So game 1 of the 4-game series will be coming up, and there'll be a whole lot more right after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Dodgers return home for the first of 4 with the St. Louis Cardinals out here in center field with Steve Lyons. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Last year, the Dodgers were able to sweep the Cardinals here at Dodger Stadium because they were able to contain a couple of really good hitters. How'd they do it?
Yeah, this is a team that you really have to shut down the middle of their order. And when you're talking about the middle of this order, it's 2 massively talented players, Pujols and Holiday. But look at what they did here in the 3-game series at Dodger Stadium. Nothing. 2 for 21 between them. They struck out. They had no RBIs. You shut those guys down, you can shut down the entire team. Now, you got to remember, add to that for this season, Lance Berkman, who's on fire all of a sudden in Arizona, got really hot. He's got 4 home runs and 11 RBIs on the season. Also, one of the other guys we talked about watching and paying close attention to, Colby Rasmus, is starting to come into his own. He's got good speed. He's hitting in the number 2 hole, but good defensive player and an outstanding offensive player, too. You got to slow him down, too.
Well, Hiroki Kuroda, his 4th career start against the Cardinals, will tonight be his first win. We'll find out. Vince Scully has the call next on Prime Ticket.
If you're looking to get more out of a new car, don't just go to an event. Join the movement at your local area Hyundai dealer. Buy Shakey's, win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium as the ball club takes the field, following with the youngsters, accompanying each player to his position. And we're awaiting the start of one of the great rivalries in all of sports. Naturally, the Giant-Dodger rivalry is widely publicized, and for good reason. But the Cardinals and the Dodgers have had a tremendous rivalry. Would you believe since back in 1900, the Cardinals and the Dodgers have played dead even? In other words, the Cardinals have won 998 games. The Dodgers have won 998 games, and there have been 16 ties. And the Cardinals come in, led by Tony La Russa, who, among other things, has pitched his teams to a franchise record. He's led them to 8 division titles, 2 National League pennants, and a 10th World Championship title in 2006. So here are the Redbirds. It'll be Ryan Theriot at one time with the Dodgers and Cubs at short, Colby Rasmus in center field, Albert Pujols at first base, and he's starting to hit. Matt Holliday in left field, Lance Berkman in right field, Skip Schumacher at second base, Yadier Molina behind the plate, Danny Descalso is at third base, Jaime Garcia is on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, 36-year-old right-hander Hiroki Kuroda. He is 2-0 He improved to 2-0 after going 8 2/3 scoreless innings against San Diego on Saturday. And he has given the Cardinals a bad time, even though he is 0-1 in 3 starts against him. His earned run average against St. Louis, 1.4. He has held Cardinal hitters to a 179 average, and he's been averaging 9 strikeouts per 9 innings against St. Louis. So Hiroki Kuroda will face the leadoff man, Ryan Theriot. Theriot, with the Dodgers last year, hit .242, but he's off to a better start, batting .304 for St. Louis. Kuroda into the windup. Hiroki's first pitch drops in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Theriot is having a good road trip, hitting .417. He had 3 hits Tuesday night. He has a 5-game hitting streak. Picked up 2 hits last night. Strike 1 pitch on the way, and Theriot backs off his low, 1-1. The Dodgers are delighted to be home. It was a long, cold, wet, dreary road trip, and tonight the game starts. The temperature is 74 degrees. The 1-1 pitch off the plate, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Theriot. So Kuroda, working against one of his favorite teams, although the Cardinals have always been a tough ball club. The only start here for him against St. Louis, he shut him out for 7 innings. Theriot pops it up on the right side, and James Loney is under it and makes the catch for the out. So 1 away in the first inning, so let's check the Dodgers defensively. Jamie Hoffman is in left, along with Kemp and Ethier. Blake is at third. Carroll, Uribe at second. Loney returns at first, and the battery is Kuroda and A.J. Ellis. So with 1 out in the first inning, the batter is Colby Rasmus, who is really coming on, hitting .414 on the road trip, so that gets his average up to .375 in a dozen games. Rasmus, the center fielder, left-hand hitter, and takes the first pitch low and inside, ball 1. Rasmus, a left-hander. Berkman switches. Schumacher, Descalso, and Garcia are all left-hand batters. 1-0 pitch on the way. Colby has a look, and that's a strike. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Rasmus with a 6-game hitting streak. Theriot 5. Cardinals are starting to score. Check swing by Rasmus, and it's going to cost him a strike. And the count 1-2. For the Cardinals, they had an up and down series, but Albert Pujols now has the ball club coming up. He was hitting about $1.50, but now his average back up over 220, and of course he will certainly be heard from all year. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, swung on and missed. The out recorded at first. So Rasmus strikes out. First strikeout for Kuroda. 2 down, and here comes Albert Pujols. Pujols perking up a little bit on the road during the road trip for the Cardinals. He's hitting .269. So although the .229 up-to-date average doesn't look like much, it's picked up almost 80 points since just the other day. He had 3 hits Tuesday night, and he has hit in 3 straight. Pujols takes a strike, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Albert. We have 2 down in the first inning. No score. The strike 1 pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul. And the count 0-2. For Kuroda, going head-to-head against one of the premier players in the game, Pujols is 1 for 9 against him. That would be a 111 batting average. For Pujols, the big deal with Albert in St. Louis, he can go free agent at the end of this season. Strike 2 pitch on the way is taken low and inside. Pujols well put together, 6'3", about 230. The mystery, he was drafted by the Cardinals, but he was the 402nd player picked in that draft. The 1-2 pitch on the way, hard ground ball to short, up with it Jamie Carroll, cranks it up and throws him out. So Kuroda sets the Cardinals down 1-2-3, and at the end of half an inning, Cardinals nothing, Dodgers coming up. 12 pitches in the first inning to set the Cardinals down in order. Now here's a look at the Dodger lineup. Jamie Carroll at short, Casey Blake at third, Andre Ethier in right, Matt Kemp hits cleanup in center. Then you have Juan Uribe at second, James Loney at first. Jamie Hoffman gets a start in left field, A.J. Ellis behind the plate, and Hiroki Kuroda on the mound. On the mound for the Cardinals, 25-year-old Jaime Garcia. He'll be 25 actually in July. He's from Reynosa, Mexico, lives in McAllen, Texas, and his first pitch to Jamie Carroll in for a strike. Last year, Garcia was remarkable. He was third in the National League in ground balls. The strike one pitch is promptly whacked into center for a base hit. Rasmus over to cut it off. So Jamie Carroll, who had a 3-hit game in one of the 3 in San Francisco, begins with a knock. Let's take a look at the Cardinals. They shape up with Holiday, Rasmus, and Berkman in the outfield. An infield, Descalso, Terrio, Schumacher, and Pujols. And the battery, Yadier Molina, Hanley, Jaime Garcia. So with the runner at first, nobody out, Blake, Ethier, and Kemp coming up. Jamie Carroll is now 3 for 3 with that base hit against Garcia. And the pitch in for a strike. 0-1 to Casey Blake, batting .333. Blake 1 for 3 against Garcia. The left-hander is remarkable. Among other things, a lot of his pitches, the hitters swing and miss. Jaime out of a set, looks over at first, left-hander deals and snaps it in for a strike. He is 6'2" and 220, and as we said, 25 in July, out of Mission High School in McAllen, Texas. Interesting why he lost joining the Baltimore Orioles, and of course the Orioles have to regret it ever since. Here's the strike 2 pitch. And the pitch to Blake swung on, hit foul out of play. When the Orioles took Garcia in the 30th round, in order to play for Baltimore, you have to take a test, a psychological test. And he didn't do well on the test, so Baltimore couldn't sign him. The problem is he took the test in Spanish, and the interpretation of the test from Spanish and English was wrong. And Baltimore lost him because of that. The only test he had to take in St. Louis was to go through the minor leagues. So he started at Quad Cities 5 years ago, came up briefly 3 years ago, and then came up to stay last year when he won 13. So Garcia with a runner at first, and the pitch now is in there. Casey Blake fooled on a pitch up that dipped into the zone, and just like that, one away.
Dodgers right fielder, number 16, Andre Ethier.
Among the things that Garcia did last year to catch everybody's attention, he was number 1 in the lowest rate of extra base hits to plate appearances. We mentioned he was 3rd in ground balls. Do you know, with a left-hand hitter coming up now, Andre Ethier, in his career, left-hand hitters are hitting .221, and he has allowed 1 home run to a left-hand hitter in 1,160 plate appearances. Ethier, taking ball 1, is still looking for his 2nd home run of the year and the 100th of his career. So Andre waiting at the plate. He had a base hit last night to extend his hitting streak to 10, and he takes inside under the hands. 2 balls and no strikes. So Andre Ethier up there with quite a challenge against Jaime Garcia. Interesting thing, too, about the Cardinals in this 4-game series, 4 starting pitchers, 3 of the 4 have had Tommy John surgery. 2-0 fastball grounded wide of third by the diving Descalso into left field for a base hit. Stopping at second is Carroll, and the Dodgers have runners at first and second, 1 out, and Matt Kemp coming up. And so Andre Ethier, who kept his streak alive with his last at-bat last night, now gets a base hit in his first at-bat. He is hit safely in 11 straight. Matt Kemp coming up with 2 on and 1 out. Ethier at first, Carroll at second. Matt Kemp against Garcia 1 for 2. Matt batting .425. So Garcia in a first inning spot of trouble. The left-hander looks down to get a sign from Yadier Molina. Now he's ready and deals. And the pitch up. Ball 1, 1-0. Matt looks down quickly to Tim Wallach. Now gets back in again. Garcia looks down the barrel again. Molina wigwagging signs out. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and Matt promptly hits it into center. That's a base hit. Here comes Carroll around the plate. He will score, and the Dodgers are on the board in the first inning, leading 1-0. So Jamie Carroll brings it in. Ethier stops at second. Kemp with a base hit and a run batted in for Matt Kemp, his 7th RBI. And the batter now is Juan Uribe. So Carroll single to center. Blake struck out. Ethier single to left. Kemp singles to center. 2 on, 1 out, 1 in. And a slumping Juan Uribe at the plate. Uribe hitting only .135 and 0 for 6 in the past against Garcia. Jaime delivers, big overhand curveball, but that misses. Ball 1. Jaime's father, a civil engineer, and when he was born, his dad decorated the entire room with baseball decor. The 1-0 pitch on the way is high, ball 2. He introduced him to the game, drove him to games, encouraged Jaime to learn and nurture. But then his mom chimes in and says, he's in the big leagues because of me. I'm left-handed. Well, that's what he carries out to the mound. A good, knowledgeable left-hander. And the 2-0 pitch on the way. Uribe a check swing, and it's going to be no swing, according to first base umpire Chad Fairchild. So 3-0 the count. Now Uribe has a lot of power. Remember, he had 24 home runs last year. So it might be because he's slumping, they'll turn him loose 3-0. The pitch to Uribe way off the plate for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for James Loney. So Kemp goes to second. Ethier goes to third as Uribe walks down the line. Dave Duncan going out to talk to Garcia. Duncan is a brilliant pitching coach, and I believe he is the only pitching coach in the major leagues who was not a pitcher. Duncan was a catcher, and of course when you start talking about Duncan's credentials, they're brilliant.
First baseman, number 7, James Loney.
So Dave back to the dugout, and here's Loney hitting just .159 and against a left-hander. Each team has beaten the other 998 times since 1900 with 16 ties. I mean, they are head-to-head at the wire. Loney, as he stands at the plate, 1 grand slam at Colorado. Garcia delivers low, a good block by Yadier. That thing could have gone to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia has 1 wild pitch early in the year. He came into this game with an earned run average of 0.6, and he had 18 strikeouts in 15 innings. Left-hander ready with the breeze blowing out to right, and the next fastball, a check swing. No swing, says Angel Hernandez, coaching at third. So 2-0 the count to James Loney. Dodgers with Ethier, Kemp, and Uribe out on the lines. 3 hits and a walk, good for a run. Garcia out of a stretch, picks off the sign that he wants. Back he comes, fastball fouled away, up and in on the hand. So James, 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. Last year, left-handers hit .211, with 1 home run against Garcia. Right-handers hit .251 and 8 home runs. 2-1 pitch, fastball lifted to left field. Matt Holliday is there. Tagging up at third is Ethier. He's not coming on a good, strong throw to the infield. So Loney, a fly ball, losing an opportunity for a run batted in. It's amazing to see Matt Holliday. I mean, here we are, what is it, the 15th of April. Holliday had an appendectomy April the 1st, and he was playing inside of 10 days. So Big Matt out there in left made a good throw, and Jamie Hoffman checking in against Garcia. Bases loaded, 2 out, 1-0 Dodgers. Hoffman just called up, had 1 at bat, 0 for 1, out of New Ulm, Minnesota. And Jamie, big boy, 6'3", 235. The first pitch is taken for a strike. So it's Jamie Hoffman and Jaime Garcia. Garcia, a native of Reynosa, Mexico, but his family relocated maybe a 5-minute drive into Texas so he could attend Cherryland High in Mission, Texas. He comes in with a strike, 0-2 the count. And when he enrolled in high school, he didn't know English, but he learned as he pitched 2 remarkable seasons, hit a little bit as well. He was an all-state selection and the team MVP as well. Now the strike 2 pitch to Hoffman is taken at his feet, blocked by Molina, a Gold Glove catcher, and the count 1-2. One of the 3 Molina brothers, Jose, Benji, and Yadier. 1-2 the count. Garcia looking down the barrel, surrounded. Ethier at third, Kemp at second, Uribe at first. 1-0 Dodgers. The pitch to Hoffman, a line drive right at Descalso. So Jamie Hoffman hits one right at the Cardinal third baseman, and the Dodgers wind up 1 run, 3 hits, a walk, 3 left, and lead 1-0. A run, 3 hits and a walk to get 1. Lead Garcia and the Cardinals 1-0. And in the second inning, Matt Holliday, Lance Berkman, and then Skip Schumacher in that order. Holliday had the appendectomy on April the 1st and scored a run on April the 10th. Big Matt up there takes a strike and the count 0-1. He's had great success against the Dodgers over the last 6 years, several of those with the Rockies. Kuroda into the windup, strike 1 pitch. Holliday takes in the dirt. Runs scored. Holliday is number 1 in the league against the Dodgers, 68. He's hit 17 home runs against them. Only Brad Hopp has hit a couple more. He has 62 RBIs behind Hopp. And extra base hits, he's number 1 with 42. He takes a pitch off the plate. 2-1 to Matt Holliday out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Makes his home in nearby Newport Beach now. He was an outstanding high school quarterback, probably number 2 in the country. The strike 1 pitch is swung on a miss, 2-2. For Holliday, his dad played baseball at the University of Miami. He was on Miami's first College World Series team. They finished second in 1974. So Matt with the jeans waiting at 6'4", 235, now tired of waiting and backs out. Tom Holliday watching as his son lashes one down the left field line, going to the box seats. So Holliday on his way for a double and jogs in easily. So that would be his 43rd extra base hit against the Dodgers. So the tying run at second base, nobody out. And here is a group picture coming up. Lance Berkman. So as Holliday bangs the double, Berkman trying to pick him up. Lance Berkman hit a grand slam last night in Arizona. He has 6 slams. Switch hitter, very powerful, left-hand batter. 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Kuroda ready and deals, and Lance takes high. Ball 1, 1-0. Lance Berkman in his last 3 games with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. In the previous 46 games, going back to last year, 1 home run, 10 runs batted in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Instead, a pickoff play to Carroll. Holliday back in ahead of it. So Berkman trying to pick up Holliday with the Dodgers leading 1-0 in the second inning. Kuroda, a look back. Carroll riding the back of Holliday. Now Hiroki deals, and that's hit in the air down the left field line, slicing foul and well out of play. For Berkman, he is 0 for 7 against Hiroki. We mentioned as a switch hitter, Lance Berkman is certainly a threat from either side, but far more dangerous as a left-handed batter. 1-1 the count. Kuroda comes right back. A check swing roller up along third at the bag. The hurry throw is going to be too late. Not much that Casey Blake could do on a check swing. Of course, you don't get any jump at all, and the ball stayed fair. So Berkman will get an infield single with the ball hit ahead of him. Holliday stayed at second base. One moment the ball looked foul, then it came back in fair, and it was too late to get Berkman, especially when he is hitting left-handed. So Casey Blake is burned on the check swing that neutralizes most infielders. And 2 on, nobody out, and the batter is Skip Schumacher. Schumacher hitting left-handed, batting .267. Skip with a home run, 7 runs batted in, and backs out just as the pitch is about ready to be made, and no pitch. The old story, if the hitter is asking for time, it is always granted. They're always afraid of a pitch that might get away, and the hitter's just trying to get out of the box. So no pitch. Schumacher, who always prefers to be called Skip, swings and lines one to left, but coming up hesitant a bit, but Hoffman makes the catch, and the runners hold. So Jared Schumacher, better known to the world as Skip, flies to left, and with 1 out, it will be Yadier Molina. So Schumacher losing an RBI chance, and here is Molina. Holliday at second, Berkman at first, so there's really not any speed out there. Molina is struggling. hitting just 152. Molina last year hit 262. The year before that, 293. Yadier Molina has gotten a Gold Glove as the top defensive catcher 3 years in a row, 08, 9, and 10. So the right-hand hitter waiting. Out of a stretch goes Kuroda, 1 out and 2 on. Dodgers lead 1-0. Pitch in the dirt, squirts through the legs of A.J. Ellis, and the runners will move up. So Kuroda, who throws a pretty mean splitter, A.J. unable to stay with it. It bounces in front of him, and then it finds the wicket and gets through. It'll be a wild pitch. So Holliday is now at third. Berkman is at second with 1 out. And Molina with a chance to put his club in front. Molina is 5'11", 225, and strong as an ox. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Kuroda ready and delivers, and it is low. How strong is he? Well, last year he caught all 20 innings of a game against the Mets. He went 3 for 9, drove in the run, and then he caught another 9 innings the next night. Molina, right-hand batter waiting. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Kuroda ready and deals. Swung on, lined into left field, base hit. Holliday will score. Stopping at third is Berkman, and we have a 1-1 tie here in the second inning. So Molina, a bullet into left field, and the run batted in. Berkman now at third. Still only 1 out. And Danny Descalso coming up. So Molina trying to come out of his slump with a ringing single and a run batted in. Danny Descalso, born in San Carlos, went to University of California, Davis. Descalso playing third base. He was a second baseman 2 years ago for Team USA, which won the gold medal in the World Cup. And he hits a drive to right. It's going to be caught, but it's going to cost a run. Epia for the catch. Tagging up at third is Berkman to come in. And just like that, the Cardinals take a 2-1 lead. And Descalso picks up the run batted in. So the Dodger lead didn't last very long. And now Jaime Garcia will be coming up. So both Holliday and Berkman singled. Both men score. Dodgers got a bad break on the check swing single, but Berkman got a lucky break. And here's Garcia leading 2-1. Garcia with the bat is 0 for 5. Left-hand batter. Swings, rolls it to the right side. Uribe has plenty of time, uses it to throw him out, and that's that. 6 men come to the plate, and 2 birds fly home. And at the end of an inning and a half, Cardinals 2, Dodgers 1. Dodger Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, get the All-American Jack Combo with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Bottom of the second inning, Cardinals lead the Dodgers 2-1. A.J. Ellis followed by Hiroki Kuroda, and then the leadoff man Jamie Carroll. And Jaime Garcia's first pitch in for a strike to Ellis. Young right-hand hitting catcher batting .250. Left-handed back and drops it in there nicely. Up against Garcia, you're going to see a good fastball, a four-seamer. He also throws the two-seam sinker. Then he has a curveball, a changeup, and a slider. He misses on this pitch, and the count goes 1-2. Last year, right-hand hitters hit .251 against him, 8 home runs. Garcia ready in the 1-2 pitch on the way. Hard ground ball to third. Descalso stays with it and throws out Ellis. One away. Hiroki Kuroda coming up. A reminder, Tuesday, the Dodgers commemorate the 30th anniversary of Fernando Mania with a Fernando Valenzuela fleece blanket presented by Time Warner Cable. So go to Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. So here's Kuroda, and he backs off, takes high, ball one, 1-0. Hiroki got a run and gave back 2, so it's 2-1 St. Louis. He takes a strike, 1-1 the count. Garcia had the Tommy John surgery in 2008, missing the end of the season and most of 2009. He was activated in August of 2009 with just 2 weeks left in the minors. 1-1 pitch. Kuroda takes high, ball 2, 2-1. Jaime Garcia out of Reynosa, Mexico, and McAllen, Texas. Left-hander, quick worker, right back, missing inside. Kuroda's going on ball 3, I think. Yep, I guess it's ball 4. We were checking the scoreboard, and I guess one pitch was out.
Jamie Carroll.
So Kuroda gets a one-out walk here in the second inning, and Jamie Carroll coming up. That would be the second walk given up for Garcia, who has a strikeout as well. Jamie singled to center, so he's 1 for 1. Garcia held on by Pujols, and the pitch to Jamie in for a strike. Carroll with a base hit tonight. Against the Giants last night, he had 1 hit. The game before that, he had 1 hit. And in the first game of the Giants series, he had 3 hits. Strike 1 pitch on the way. High, 1-1. Carroll hitting .359. So the Dodgers losing the services of Rafael Furcal with a broken thumb. And Jamie, as he did last year, proves to be a wonderful replacement. Casey Blake on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball hit in the air to left field, but Holiday has a play. Matt right there to make the catch. And holding at first is Kuroda. 2 down, Casey Blake.
The Dodgers third baseman.
Struck out in the first inning. Casey batting .313. Up there in San Francisco, Casey started at first base, finished the game in left field, and now comes home to play third. So Blake at the plate. Here comes Garcia, and the fastball runs away. 1 ball and no strikes. Casey has hit at least 10 home runs 8 straight years. He had 17 last year. 1-0 pitch, and that's inside. And out to the mound goes Yadier Molina. So Garcia and Molina. Molina from Puerto Rico. Garcia from Mexico. Chances are awfully good. They chat in Spanish. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Cardinals, 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Game 1 of a big 4-game series. Tomorrow night, Loesch and Garland. Saturday, Kyle McClellan will be pitching against Clayton Kershaw. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, and Blake takes low, ball 3. And then the concluding game of the series, as Kershaw is the spectator, on Sunday, Chad Billingsley and Chris Carpenter. So Carpenter at 6-6, watching, and the pitch in for a strike to Casey Blake. 3-1 the count. 2-1 Cardinals, second inning. Garcia out of a stretch. Here he comes, and it's whacked to right, slicing away and hitting for the base hit. Berkman cuts it off, but by that time there are runners at second and third. So Casey Blake goes the other way. A double to right. That sends Kuroda to third and will bring up Andre Ethier with first base open. Berkman going into a slide to make sure it doesn't go to the wall. If he had not come up with it, Kuroda could have scored, so it was a good play by Lance. So the Dodgers with 4 hits but only 1 run. They had 3 hits and a walk in the first inning and managed to leave the bases loaded. Ethier singled the other way to left field in the first inning. Andre hitting .383. Garcia out of a stretch, left-hander ready. Here he comes, pulled foul outside of first. 0-1 the count. Ethier is 2 for 3 in his meetings with Garcia. Has his average up to .383. 11-game hitting streak. Dodgers at second and third. Kuroda the tying run at third. Blake at second. Pitched Ethier, fouled away. 0-2 the count. As we always do with a runner at third, we'll check Garcia. He has 1 wild pitch. Ethier and Kemp have been pretty remarkable early in the year with runners in scoring position. Strike 2 pitch on the way is taken low, ball 1. Ethier is 6 for 13. That would be a .462 batting average with runners in scoring position. And Kemp is 6 for 12, hitting .500. 1-2 the count to Andre. Garcia ready. Deals curveball. That's going to be flared to the shortstop. That's Theriot, and that's that. So the Dodgers, leaving 3 in the first inning, leave 2 more in the second. 5 left on, and so they trail 2-1. third inning. There has to be a little concern in the Cardinal dugout about the way Jaime Garcia is pitching. He's made 44 pitches in 2 innings. But what is very interesting, he is basically a ground ball pitcher. And for Tony La Russa, he has seen 4 of the outs in the air and only 1 ball hit on the ground. But the Cardinals are still leading 2-1. And in the third inning, it'll be Theriot, Rasmus, and Pujols in that order. Theriot with a 5-game hitting streak, 0 for 1. Peralta delivers, breaking ball for a strike. Ryan Theriot out of LSU. We just saw his partner in college, Mike Fontenot, helped beat the Dodgers last night. Theriot bunts in the air, and it's caught by A.J. Ellis in fair ground, says the plate umpire, Paul Schreiber.
Center fielder, Colby Rasmus.
So Theriot pops the bunt up. A.J. Ellis lost it for a moment, then on his way makes the catch. And with 1 down, Colby Rasmus coming up. Nice play by A.J. Rasmus out of Columbus, Georgia, lives in Alabama, and the left-hand hitter takes the strike. His father was a 10th round pick way back in 1986. He's now a coach in a Russell County high school in Seal, Alabama. Strike 1 pitch, swung on and missed 0-2. Colby Rasmus in high school had 24 home runs to break Bo Jackson's Alabama State single season record for a high school home run hitter. 0-2 the count to Colby in the dirt. 1-2. His brother was a first-round pick for the Rangers 5 years ago. 2 years ago, he hit .251 for the Cardinals. Last year, .276, and he has a lot of power. He had 23 home runs last year. 6'2", 195. And the 1-2 pitch high. Colby hitting .367. And this year, he has 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. He was a number 1 Cardinal pick back in 2005. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. Colby had Star affixed to his name. He was the Cardinals minor league player of the year. In 2007, he was on that Team USA World Cup. He was selected to play later, but he hurt his knee. He lifts one into left center. Kemp digging, still going to the track. Can't make the play. Backed up by Hoffman. And rounding second on his way to third is Rasmus in there with a triple. So Matt Kemp, as the ball began to slice, running parallel to the wall, but he's acting like he feels he should have caught it. Of course, any big league center fielder no doubt feels he can catch anything. So Rasmus, with all that power, stays locked, extends the arm, rolls that top hand over, and then Matt Kemp at the wall, up in the air, can't make the play. So a 1-out triple for Colby Rasmus, and the batter will be Albert Pujols. So near and yet so far for Matt Kemp. Pujols hitting .224, infield up, and he fouls it back. Interesting thing about Pujols, talking about his struggle early in the year. In his first 49 at-bats, he's already grounded into 7 double plays while managing only 2 extra base hits. And maybe thinking about it in the field, he's committed 3 errors. Last year, he committed only 4 the entire season. Strike 1 pitch to Albert. Swung on. Ground ball to third. Holding at third is Rasmus. The out recorded at first. When they asked Pujols about the fact he's not hitting, he gets a little perplexed and he said, "Hey, I haven't forgotten how to hit. It's just an early start." And Pujols, leaving a man at third, brings up Matt Holliday. Holliday doubled, came around to score in the second inning. Of course, with Matt Holliday, he put his brand on Dodger Stadium a couple of years ago when he was with Colorado. Here's the pitch to him, and that's high, ball one, 1-0. Holliday with great power, hitting .368. Down the line from third comes Rasmus. Kuroda, remember, had a wild pitch in the second inning. He's off the plate with this one. So perhaps pitching around Holliday, but then you have a very hot left-hand hitter, Lance Berkman, on deck. The time now called by the second base umpire, and that's Cowboy Joe West. All of a sudden, West put his hands in the air, and let's see, he wants to talk to Don Mattingly. Coming out from behind the plate, Paul Schreiber wants to find out what's going on. Well, Joe West called the time. He came in. Matt Holliday chatting with A.J. Ellis. And Mattingly is pretty much listening to the umpires. And then Don nods yes. And Cowboy Joe goes back to second base. Call him Cowboy Joe. He's made albums, country western. Just not sure what it was. Something caught his eye. Maybe a light behind home plate, but we don't see any. Meanwhile, 2-0 the count to Matt Holliday. 2-1 Cardinals, top of the third. Kuroda looks over at third. Now to Holliday. Hard ground ball in the hole. Backhanded by Carroll, but he can make a play. So Matt Holliday singles to the hole at short. Scoring is Colby Rasmus. And just like that, it's 3-1 St. Louis. So Holliday is 2 for 2. He has scored one, knocked in one. Typical Matt performance, especially against the Dodgers. Doesn't make any difference if he takes off the Rocky shirt and puts on the Cardinal shirt. 3 runs and 5 hits against Hiroki Kuroda. And he's still not out of the woods. Here's Lance Berkman, who had a check single in the second inning. The infield playing Berkman swung around to first base, so Blake is way off the line, pretty much into the hole at short, and the pitch swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Lance Berkman. You may remember the story. He came up with the Astros in 2000. His father made him a switch hitter, and what he did, he had a big chain and a tire, and he hung the tire from a tree, and he would have young Lance swinging left-handed, then right-handed, beating the stuffings out of the tire. Lance fouls this one back into the seats, out of play. Of course, his father, Larry, played for the University of Texas and decided Lance would be a much better player as a switch hitter. Well, he has made a lot of money. In fact, for at least the last 5 years, he's made about $70 million. So Berkman can really play, and one reason he's a switch hitter was the fact his dad loved to watch Mickey Mantle pitch in the dirt, blocked by Ellis. 1-2 the count. Of course, Mantle is the only switch hitter ever to post more than a single 40 home run season. He did it 4 times, twice hitting 50 and more. 1-2 the count to Lance Berkman. His high on home runs, 45. Berkman batting left-handed. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back. When Berkman hit the 45 home runs, that would be 5 years ago when he was with the Astros. He had a monumental year, 45 home runs and 136 runs batted in. He wasn't drafted out of high school, but as he said, he was very chubby in those days and just didn't look like an athlete. He's 6'1", 220. The 1-2 pitch, Berkman tops it up along first. Ellis picks it up and throws him out. However, Matt Holliday gets involved again. An infield single score. Rasmus, it's 3-1 St. Louis. He is 2 for 2. He has scored a run. He has knocked in one. And the Cardinals have taken a 3-1 lead. Jaime Garcia getting ready to pitch to Matt Kemp, Juan Uribe, and then James Loney. Kuroda in the last inning, 18 pitches, so he's made 44, but his 44 in 3 innings. Garcia had made 44 in the first 2 innings. Matt Kemp singled in the first inning. Ground foul outside at third. Matt with a run batted in. His base hit cashed in Jamie Carroll. Dodgers scored in the first, but they left the bases loaded. Then they left runners at second and third in the second inning. Meanwhile, the Cardinals scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, while the Dodgers have left 5 on base. Pitch to Matt. That's up. Ball 2, 2-1. Jaime Garcia, 6'2", 220. Only 25 come July, and he misses high, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Garcia looks down the barrel to get a sign from Molina. 3-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away off to the right, out of play. 3-2 the count. Interesting that Garcia is left-handed, and Molina gone out to talk to him as Matt Kemp waits at the plate. Garcia and his mother are the only 2 left-handers in a family of 5, and his mother is the only left-hander among her 10 brothers and sisters. So his dad gave him the fire for the game, and as his mom said, she made him a left-hander. 3-2 fastball fouled away. So Garcia, McClellan, and Carpenter have all gone under the knife. All had the Tommy John surgery. And Frank Jobe has performed so many miracles. A little flare into center. Matt is so strong, they just reached down and away and flipped it into center for a leadoff single. And Juan Uribe will be coming up. Kemp is 2 for 2. Be sure to join the Dodgers tomorrow. Friday night fireworks presented by Pizza Hut. Every Friday night home game Fans will be invited onto the field following games to enjoy the show. For tickets, call 866-DODGERS or visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Here's Uribe, walked on 4 pitches, hitting 135. 3-1 St. Louis, third inning. Kemp, who is 7 for 8 in stolen bases, draws a throw. Remember, he was nailed in San Francisco trying to steal third. Garcia will take another look at Kemp, now come to the plate in the dirt, blocked nicely by Uribe. 1 ball and no strikes. The Dodger running game has been pretty successful. They've stolen 13 out of 17. However, you have a dynamite combination here. 3-time Gold Glover Yadier Molina and a left-hand pitcher looking over at Matt Kemp. So this will be quite a battle inside the battle. And there goes Kemp. The pitch is high. Molina's throw is high, and Matt's stolen it. So Molina with a painful look on his face on that high throw. And the Dodgers now with another runner in scoring position. Throw just seemed to sail. Schumacher had to go up to get it. Molina last year, and this is really something, he nabbed 49% of would-be base thieves. He also picks runners off, but 49% is outstanding. Uribe, a big swing that produces a foul ball, and the count 2-1. Uribe trying to fight his way out of a slump. He's not up there doing what, let's say, Stan Musial used to do when he was in a rare slump. Stan would go up and say, okay, I'm going to hit the ball back at the pitcher. I'm going to work up the middle. Uribe's just coming out of his spikes. 2-1 pitch on the way, and Uribe, big swing and a bullet down the left field line. That will not only cash Matt Kemp in, it'll put the tying run at second base in Uribe with nobody out. Well, this is not what we expected. And, of course, that's the charm of baseball. On paper, you would look at Garcia, the way he pitches. You would look at Kuroda and his great work against the Cardinals and figure runs would really be at a premium. And anything but. The Dodgers, with 2 runs, 6 hits, and the tying run at second. The Cardinals, 3 runs, 5 hits. The batter now is Loney, followed by Hoffman. Out of a stretch goes Garcia, looks back at Uribe. Loney hits a little hopper to the right side to get his man over to third. Didn't hit it hard. So James, who is pretty confused up there at the plate, and it's reflected in the fact he is just not hitting the ball hard. But he did manage to ground the other way and get his man to third. So the tying run is 90 feet away. And Jamie Hoffman coming up. Hoffman hit the ball right on the screws in the first inning. He had a bullet put right at Daniel Descalso at third base. So Jamie Hoffman checking in against Jaime Garcia. Uribe short lead at third. A fake by Descalso to keep him near the bag. Slow curveball in for a strike. The infield is up here in the third inning. Jamie Hoffman from Minnesota still lives where he was born, New Ulm. Big boy, he is 6'4", 225. Among other things, Jamie from Minnesota was a very good hockey player. Strike 1 pitch to him, swung on, fouled away. 0-2 the count. Dodgers drafted him as a free agent back in 2003. He came up for the so-called cup of coffee in 2009. Been at Albuquerque for the last 3 years, but here he is. 0-2. Now the strike 2 pitch. Timeout. Hoffman backs out of the box. Jamie was an 8th round pick of the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL draft of 2003. Here's the pitch to him. swung on, little ground ball to short, the throw to the plate, and Uribe is out coming in. So Hoffman, a slow ground ball to short. Theriot made the easy play to get Uribe.
Dodger catcher number 17, A.J. Ellis.
And A.J. Ellis coming up. So the Dodgers now with 2 out and a runner at first as Uribe is nailed. Ellis grounded the ball hard, but right at Descalso. Garcia looks over at Hoffman, just staring at him, and time at the plate as Ellis backed off. For Garcia, this would be his second career start and third career appearance against the Dodgers, but first time he's pitched here. He's 1-0 against them. And his pitch in for a strike. AJ checking out with Tim Wallach. No balls and 1 strike. At first base, Jamie Hoffman, pitcher Kuroda on deck. Garcia works low, 1-1 the count. So the Dodgers have scored in the first and in the third. The Cardinals have scored twice in the second, once in the third, and lead 3-2. Matt Kemp with a big stolen base and a run here in the third. The 1-1 pitch is instead a throw to first. Garcia taking his time, as well he should. No rush. 1 ball and 1 strike. When he picked up his victory against the Dodgers, it was in St. Louis a couple of years ago. 1-1 the count. Skim the cream off a lot of notes about Garcia. We told you about the fact he doesn't give up a lot of extra base hits, so he's given up 2 doubles tonight. Fastball pop foul behind the plate. Molina coming back, very doubtful, and it's back in the crowd. Big bubble. Clayton Kershaw coming up with a winner. Wondering now, where can I stick it on what hat? But there's a hole in the bubble. 1-2 the count to A.J. Ellis. Another thing about Garcia in his career, his earned run average in April is less than 1. Another foul ball. So it's a big night tonight. In April, the Dodgers scored twice against him. 1-2 the count. Garcia started in the minors in 06, made it briefly in 08, then solid part of the starting staff in last year. Hard ground ball knocked down and recovered by Descalso to throw him out. So that's twice Ellis has hit the ball hard, but both times right at the third baseman. So the Dodgers get 1, and at the end of 3, Cardinals lead 3-2. brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try our delicious Baja-style fish tacos with classic Baja or spicy avocado sauce. Only at El Pollo Loco. By Corona. And by Time Warner Cable. Fourth inning, the Cardinals lead the Dodgers 3-2. Skip Schumacher will start it off. Schumacher, the second baseman, a local boy here. Skip was born in Torrance, lives in Laguna Niguel. He transferred from Loyola Marymount to the University of California, Santa Barbara after his freshman year. Skip 5'10", 190, just turned 31. In there. Last July, Schumacher tied a franchise single-game record. He had 6 hits in a game against New York. Little ground ball to Uribe. Those 6 hits in a game for Schumacher. That was the first Cardinal to have 6 hits since their great center fielder Terry Moore way back in 1935. And on the same day that Schumacher had 6 hits, Albert Pujols had 5. So one away, and here's Yadier Molina. Single to left field to drive in a run in the second inning. Ball 1 to Molina. Molina has such a great arm. They not only talk about that 49% of getting potential base stealers. In the last 5 years, he's had 33 pickoffs. You might not think that's much, but the number 2 man over that stretch, Miguel Olivo, had 13. Three-time Gold Glover, Yadier Molina. 2-1. 2-2. The name Molina, of course, well known in Orange County. Both Benji and Jose were catchers for the Angels back in 2001, 2, and 3. 2-2. Hit foul, out of play. When Molina caught that 20-inning game, he went 3 for 9, drove in the only run, came right back, catch 9 innings the next day. Hard ground ball to Ellis, to make it Blake, I'm sorry. 2 down here in the fourth, and the batter, Daniel Descalso.
Third baseman, number 33, Daniel Descalso.
Descalso had a scoring fly ball in the second inning. Off speed, stayed up, ball 1. They say he's a pretty selective hitter. With the Cardinals only in 11 games last year. In there. Last year, Descalso in July sustained a hairline fracture in his left collarbone, so he missed almost a month. 1-1. Little dribbler up along first, going foul, and Kuroda makes sure it stays foul. 1-2. So Descalso, who was a second baseman, basically, but they put him to third. They put Schumacher at second base, and the Cardinals trying to move a little bit. They came into the game 2 games under 500. And 3 games behind Cincinnati. Talking about games behind, the Dodgers are at 500, and they were 3 games behind Colorado, but Colorado swept a doubleheader today. There's a hopper, a lot of English on it, no play. Boy, you talk about hitting a spinner. So Descalso sent a gyroscopic ground ball down to third. Look at that thing. And then it hits the grass and veers away from Casey. So the Cardinals have had two fortunate hits. Berkman, a check swing single to third. And now that pool hall shot by Descalso. And the batter will be Jaime Garcia. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Hard ground ball off the glove of Blake. Deflected over to Uribe, but no play. So Casey, I'm sure, would tell you he should make that play. He couldn't make the play on Descalso. He couldn't make the play on Berkman. This one he should handle, so he'll draw an error. Two on, 2 out in the 4th inning. 3-2 in favor of the Cardinals. And the batter is Ryan Theriot. Theriot hitting .292. Theriot, a 3rd round pick by the Cubs about 10 years ago. Little foul, 0-1. Theriot was another player who was told he did not have a future moving up on the next level from high school. Not to be discouraged, Ryan Theriot moved on. Hit .360 one year for LSU, the year they won the national championship. He was a bat boy when he was about 4 and 5 years old, and he promptly goes the other way, a base hit to right field. Here comes Descalso. The throw goes to third, and they get Molino. So Descalso will bring it in, and the Cardinals pick up one. Good throw by Ethier, and the Cardinals lead 4-2. Time Ticket is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Cardinals lead the Dodgers 4-2. Casey Blake's error that allowed Descalso to reach second and the pitcher Garcia to reach first on the base hit by Theriot. As Descalso brought in the run, Garcia nailed at third. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Cardinals leading 4-2. Hiroki Kuroda making 15 pitches in the 4th inning. But one thing the Cardinals are doing, they're putting on a clinic. They are 4 for 6 with runners in scoring position. So here's Hiroki, who walked in the 2nd inning, and that's news. He takes ball 1. I mean, here's a fellow with a career batting average of 104, and in his career with the Dodgers, he's now walked 10 times. 2-0 the count. So he's halfway to another. Terrio going in to talk to Garcia. Ryan wanting to make sure that his pitcher is okay. Remember, he had to go to 3rd where he was thrown out on the throw by Andre Ethier. So Tony La Russa going out to make sure he's all right. Well, La Russa saying, don't be a hero. If you're okay, all right. He's pointing down towards his left foot. We can take a look at the slide. Might be the arch of the foot. Not much of a slide. And his left foot hit Blake's leg, and I'm not sure if that hurt, but something happened to him going to 3rd base. However, he assures his manager that he's all right. Well, he certainly wants to go 5 as the starting pitcher. Jaime Garcia. Kuroda up there, 2 balls and no strike. It's 4-2 Cardinals. Ball 1. Last year, the Cardinals won 4 of the 7. They won all 4 in St. Louis, and they lost all 3 here. That's a strike. 3-1. Three and 1. Hiroki now asking for time, and it's granted. And a strike. Garcia is off his feed in the sense he struck out Blake in the 1st inning, and that's the only strikeout. Little ground ball to Schumacher, 1 away. So Garcia came in here with 18 strikeouts in 15 innings. So to have just 1 into the 4th, a little unusual for him.
Shortstop, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
Jamie Carroll opened up the ball game for the Dodgers with a single to center and came around to score. Last time up, Jamie flied to left. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. And again, remember, the Colorado Rockies swept a doubleheader today. So the Dodgers, should they lose, would be 4.5 games back. Right. A little early to be talking about standings and how far back, but it sure can get discouraging for teams. How about the Red Sox? 2-9 at the start of the day. They're 4.5 back. Seattle 4-8 started the day, 5 back. So did Houston. For Colorado, by winning a doubleheader, they are 10-2. What a great start. And there's a base hit for Jamie Carroll. He's 2 for 3. And the batter will be Casey Blake.
For the Dodgers, number 23.
Well, Jamie had 5 hits up north, comes home, and immediately goes 2 for 3. And here's Casey Blake. Casey has struck out, double to right. That was a good play by Lance Berkman on the double, because Berkman just able to cut it off, and it prevented Kuroda from scoring. So the Dodgers have had runners in scoring position. There goes Blake as he watches Jamie Carroll steal second. Casey just backed away. And for the alert, Jamie Carroll, a stolen base. Dodgers had Matt Kemp steal and cashed him in the 3rd. Carroll now 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year. That, of course, has to frustrate Yadier Molina, but they're getting big jumps on the left-handed Garcia. And a high fly ball to left field. Holliday has a play. Tagging up is Carroll. Matt for the catch. Carroll on his way to third. He is in there. Very close. Good throw from Holliday. So Blake, a fly ball, getting Carroll to third. Just about from 2 feet in front of the track. That was on the money. So the batter now is Andre Ethier with a runner at third. 2 out, and the Dodgers trailing by 2. Descalso trying to convince Angel Hernandez that he had tagged him out. And when Jamie went into third base, first thing he said to Wallach was something about taking a chance. 0-1. No, the ball was not hit. And here comes Carroll. It looked like maybe a foul ball, but it was never touched. So the Dodgers pick up a run on a single stolen base scoring fly ball. And then this pitch wasn't much of an effort by Molina. He tried to turn the glove, which is a little surprise. You see them turning the glove late in the year when they're a little tired. It's going to be a pass ball, and that's a very good call against the Gold Glover. With a runner at third, his whole theory would have been to turn the palm of the mitt towards the pitcher and just push the ball out in front of the plate. There's a hopper. Schumacher stays with it and takes care of it. But the stolen base, a pass ball, and the Dodgers pick up a gift. And at the end of 4, Cardinals 4, Dodgers 3. Then he steals second, tags up and goes to third on a fly ball, and comes home on a pass ball. Because of Jamie, the Dodgers get a little closer now. 4-3 St. Louis in the 5th inning. Rasmus, Pujols, and Holliday against Kuroda. Off speed for a strike. Rasmus struck out in the 1st inning, but tripled in the 3rd as Matt Kemp tried to climb the wall. Couldn't make the play. 0-1 to Colby. Oh and 2. Hiroki Kuroda made 59 pitches. One ball and 2 strikes. Colby's younger brother Corey was drafted by the Braves 2006, so we might hear from him. And Rasmus strikes out, 1 away in the 5th inning. Talking about his younger brother, don't forget the Braves will be coming here starting Monday for a 4-game series. Splitter, and Rasmus comes up empty. And now Albert Pujols. Through his first 10 years in the big leagues, Pujols had more home runs than Henry Aaron did, more RBIs than Stan Musial had, a higher average than Tony Gwynn had, and more runs than record holder Rickey Henderson did in his first 10 years in the league. Albert, 6'3", 230, 31 years old. Off the plate. With his tremendous abilities, however, he has never led the National League in home runs. He's finished in the top 4 5 of the last 6 years, putting up tremendous numbers. Most 49 home runs 5 years ago. The youngest of 11 children. Down and dirty, 2-2. Albert from Santo Domingo, lives in Roseland Park in Kansas. His dad was a famous softball pitcher in the Dominican Republic. Ball 3. Over the years, it's amazing how consistent Pujols has been. And with all of his home run power, he has never struck out 100 times. Towering foul ball hooked back into the stands. Last year, Pujols struck out 76 times. The year before, 64. He had struck out 54 times in 08 when he had 37 home runs. Foul back, out of play. To really sum up what kind of a hitter he is, you go back to that 2006 season. He had 49 home runs. You know how many times he struck out? 50. 3-2. Foul back. Most strikeouts in 1 year. You have to go back to his very first year. He had 37 home runs with the Cardinals, and he struck out 93 times. He has never struck out that many again, not even close. And that's hammered down the left field line, and it is into the seats. A line drive home run by one of the great hitters in the game, Albert Pujols. 1 for 3 as he hits it out, and that makes it 5-3 Cardinals. No doubt about that. That went out in a hurry. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Cardinals. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. And he got it all on that swing. For Pujols, his second home run of the year. For the Cardinals, that's only their 13th home run of the year. Big question in St. Louis, will they lose him? 410 home runs in his career, 1-0, and a high fly ball to right center, playable. Kemp says he'll take care of it, and he does. So they get Holiday for the first time, and the batter will be Lance Berkman. You know, with 410 home runs, Pujols needs to surpass only one Cardinal to have more than 400 home runs. That Cardinal had 65 more home runs than Albert has right now, 475 to 410. And who was the player? The great Stan Musial. And remember, that was a 9-pitch at bat as he talks to Yadier Molina, and the count was 0-2. Kept hacking away and hit it out. Diving try, no good. So Berkman comes up with a base hit. He's 2 for 3.
Second baseman, number 55, Skip Schumacher.
Skip Schumacher now coming up. 9 hits and 5 runs given up by Hiroki Kuroda. So with 1 out, Pujols homers. Holliday flies out. Berkman a base hit. Schumacher fly to left. Grounded to second. And that's going to be hit over the head of Uribe. Over to get the ball is Matt Kemp. On his way to third is Berkman. So just like that, the Cardinals follow the home runs and have runners at first and third. And the batter will be Yadier Molina. Rick Honeycutt on the phone to get somebody up in the bullpen. There was no one throwing. Though Kuroda has made 77 pitches. He had an 8-pitch third inning. And he has to get Molina, who's single to left, grounded to third. Down in the bullpen, Mike McDougal gets up. And to give him time to warm up, A.J. Ellis and Rick Honeycutt will go to the mound. So Yadier Molina will be coming up with a chance to really open it up a little bit. 5-3 St. Louis. Kyle Lohse tomorrow night against John Garland. Garland, as you probably know if you've been following the Dodgers, had the oblique strain, and he'll be on the hill tomorrow night. Then Kyle McClellan will go up against Clayton Kershaw Saturday night. Sunday afternoon, the big man Chris Carpenter will go against Chad Billingsley. For the Cardinals, they certainly miss Adam Wainwright. Since the middle of 2007, Wainwright's earned run average 2.6 is the lowest of any starter in the major leagues, besting Cy Young Award winners Roy Halladay, Felix Hernandez, and Tim Lincecum. So they really do miss him. Well, here's Molina trying to pick somebody up. Inside, ball 1. Schumacher 0 for 1 as far as a stolen base is concerned over there at first. You can see the difference pushed around a little bit tonight. 1 ball and no strikes. Check swing foul out of play, 1-1. Dodgers with a tough schedule, and this is certainly not meant as an excuse. But the Dodgers played last night in San Francisco. They had a game in San Diego, you may remember, where we actually walked out of the ballpark at 1:45 in the morning. The Dodgers last night, at best, got to bed 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning. 1-1. 1-2. Of course, that's the big thing about becoming a professional player. You play high school ball, you play college ball, and you're full of beans. Play maybe a couple of times a week. And then you become a professional, and it is a grind day after day, night after night. Change in time zones. 1-2. A look and a fake. The old story, it's not a young man's game and it's not an old man's game, certainly, but it is a strong man's game. And Molina is a classic case. Catch 20 innings, come right back, catch 9 more. 1-2 to Yadier. Slider down to second, and Ellis will hold on to the ball as Schumacher takes advantage of the slider in the dirt. Good effort by Ellis. It'll be a wild pitch. So second and third with 2 out. Molina hitting just 171. 3 RBIs, and he picked up 1 tonight. And that one to the backstop. So Kuroda, who had made a wild pitch in the second inning, makes 2 wild pitches in the 5th, and he had 12 in his career, remember? So this is not his night, for sure. Of course, live by the sword, die by the sword, and among other things, trying to corral a splitter. Anything can happen. So Cardinals have scored twice here on a home run, 2 singles and 2 wild pitches, and they lead 6-3. Molina now trying to get Schumacher home from third. Got him. So Yadier strikes out, but the damage has already been done. Led by the home run by Pujols. They score 2 and lead the Dodgers 6-3. Magic, a bullet into the seats in left field. One of those no doubt about line drives. And thusly inspired, the Birds are out in front 6-3 and threaten to fly away. Hiroki Kuroda having a tough night. Don Mattingly, A.J. Ellis, Rick Honeycutt going over to commiserate with him. Meanwhile, Kuroda finished up with a 23-pitch inning and an 82-pitch night. And, of course, the 3 wild pitches, that was really shocking. So here is Kemp. 0-1 the count to Matt. Single to center in the first inning. single to center, stole second, scored on Uribe's double. Matt is hitting .452. 1-1. Game 1 of an 8-game homestand. 3 more with the Cardinals and Albert Pujols, and 4 with the Braves next week. Jason Hayward, a phenom with Atlanta, he'll lead the Braves in here. Jaime Garcia leading 6-3. Just missed. Matt with a little streak. He's played in 217 straight. Chopper to short. Nice play there by Terrio. 1 away. So with 1 down, Juan Uribe walked and doubled. His double brought Kemp home, but then Uribe was out at the plate later on a ground ball by Jamie Hoffman. Fastball in there. Beautiful evening. It was 74 degrees when the game started. One ball, one strike. Two and one. That's inside on the corner. 2-2. And a hopper to short. Nice pick by Terrio to take care of Uribe, and we have 2 down. One thing that has happened now for sure after the first inning, Garcia is now getting what he thrives on, which means a lot of ground balls. So here is James Loney. Loney came up, hit a fly ball with a couple of men on base in the first inning, not deep enough to pick up a run. This time he bangs it to left for a base hit. So Loney 0 for 2 with a couple of men on base. Now singles with 2 out and the base is empty. And Jamie Hoffman coming up. Hoffman lined out to third and hit a hard ground ball that resulted in an out at the plate. Fastball, 0-1 the count. Fastball at 89. Loney at first, Pujols holding. Drops that big 12-6 curveball in there. 0-2 the count. And another one to take care of Hoffman. And for the Dodgers, no runs ahead, a man left. And at the end of 5, 6-3 St. Louis. 1964, opening day for the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Sandy Koufax against the St. Louis Cardinals, and he shut him out 4-0. Sandy had some arm trouble that year, but later on in 1964, he pitched the third no-hitter of his brilliant career against the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's go back to this one. Mike McDougall coming out of the bullpen. I got to tell you one on myself. Getting to bed about 2:30 this morning, I just started to speak to you without the headset on. I'm sure I receive a lot of recommendation to do that. First pitch fouled away off the bat of Daniel Descalso, and the Cardinals lead 6-3. If you are finicky and really want pitch counts, I want to add one to Kuroda. They now say the corrected total 83 pitches. 0-1. Alan Craig comes out on deck, though Craig would bat for Garcia. Descanso, a scoring fly ball and a single. Fly ball to the gap, coming over is Hoffman to pick it off. So one away. So Jaime Garcia talking to Dave Duncan. They figure enough is enough. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, but only 2 strikeouts, and he came in with 18 strikeouts in 15 innings. So Alan Craig will now bat for him. Alan Craig is from Mission Viejo, another local boy. Lives, I understand, in Temecula, and went to the University of California, Berkeley. Ground ball wide to first by Loney and on into right field. So Craig, a single to right. Time for the trivia question of the night as Craig singles. Who holds the National League record for most All-Star starts at first base? Well, we'll tell you in a little bit. Alan Craig, base hit to right field, and the batter now is Ryan Theriot. Theriot popped up a bunt and single to right. 1 for 3. Ryan hitting .306. Garcia made 91 pitches, but he was really back on his game after the first inning or so. Bouncer to the right side. Uribe makes a tag, goes to first, and they get the double play. So no runs, 1 hit, nobody left. And at the end of 5.5 innings, Cardinals 6, Dodgers 3. play in the third inning. Colby Rasmus came up and hit a high slicing drive to left center. Matt Kemp tried to make the catch, bangs off the wall, just missed gloving it. And coming over to back up Jamie Hoffman, and into third went Rasmus, and he scored moments later on an infield single from Holiday, but it was a tremendous effort by Matt Kemp. So Rasmus 1 for 3 with a run scored. Meanwhile, Mitchell Boggs will take over for Jaime Garcia. Boggs is out of Georgia, went to the University of Georgia. He's 6'3" and 210, 27 years old. He had a baseball scholarship to the University of Georgia, but he had regrets, and he transferred to the University of Tennessee to play football his sophomore year. He played 3 games as a quarterback and decided, I think I'll go back to Georgia as a sophomore and concentrate on baseball, and he did. A couple of blindside tackles, I'm sure, would make up his mind. That's a strike to A.J. Ellis. Out on deck, Xavier Paul would bat for McDougal. Ellis twice grounded hard to third to Descalso. Last year, you may or may not remember, in a series back in September with Colorado, Ellis really made some headlines. This time pops it up, and it will be Molina. Ellis in a series with the Rockies went 7 for 8. That made him the first Dodger to go 7 for 8 or better in a series. Jim Gilliam went 7 for 8 in a series at Chicago with a Dodgers championship team in 1959. A.J. Ellis.
The Dodgers, batting for McDougal, number 3, Xavier Paul.
Xavier Paul coming up. Dodgers scored a run back in the 4th inning on a stolen base, a fly ball, and a pass ball. Lance Cormier begins to throw in the Dodger bullpen. And ball 1. So Garcia, going 5 innings, stands to win unless the Dodgers can come back. Foul ball. Xavier Paul hitting .333. Tough roll, doesn't play very often. Boggs, meanwhile, in his 5th game, ERA of 3. That's in there for a strike. 1 and 2. Boggs basically good fastball, clocked as high as 96. 2-seamer with sinks, slider, and a changeup. They say that Boggs' slider is one of the best in the Cardinals organization. 1 and 2. And down goes Xavier Paul. So we have 2 out in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Jamie Carroll. You know, for every weekday afternoon game in 2011, the Dodgers offer half-price food and drinks. Plus, you can watch the Dodgers in throwback Brooklyn-era uniforms. The first half-price day next Thursday at 12:10. So secure your tickets. Call 866-DODGERS or visit Dodgers.com/throwback. That's a strike to Jamie Carroll. Single to center, fly to left, single to left. Scored twice. But Jamie has done his best in his leadoff role. Casey Blake on deck. 1 and 1. That's a strike. Wade Boggs made his first major league start and got the victory 3 years ago against the Reds. Moved into the bullpen in 2010. They were just giving him in those days an inning or 3 in relief, kind of a look-see assignment. And then there was a game 2 years ago in a loss to the Florida Marlins at Busch Stadium. Mitchell says he remembers facing Hanley Ramirez, having a nice outing, and I came back and catcher Jason LaRue said, if you ever want to start again, you had better stop throwing the ball. Little ground ball right side. That's when he knew he couldn't be heading for the bullpen. Meanwhile, he's heading for the dugout, a 1-2-3 inning. And at the end of 6, Cardinals 6, Dodgers 3. Brought to you by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And by 20th Century Fox, new movie Rio, a movie that will bring the world to its feet. In theaters this Friday. On a beautiful evening here in Los Angeles, the Cardinals are enjoying it more than the Dodgers. Cardinals had the short flight from Arizona last night. The Dodgers had the same flight, basically, from San Francisco. And this is a collision of Game 1 of a 4-game series. Lance Cormier out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Went to school at Alabama. Came up to the Diamondbacks for 2 years. Went back down and came up with the Braves, the Orioles, and the Rays. Lance will be 31 the middle of August. Colby Rasmus struck out, tripled, struck out again. Colby 1 for 3. 2-0. Dodgers scored a run in the first inning. Cardinals came back with 2 and then another to lead 3-1. Dodgers came back with 1 to make it 3-2. Then it was Cardinals 4-2, then 4-3, and then the Cardinals picked up 2 more to make it the current 6-3. Cardinals have had a double from Matt Holliday, a triple from Colby Rasmus, and a home run from Albert Pujols. The Dodgers have had doubles by Blake and Uribe. Three and 1 the count. And is a hopper into right field for a base hit. So Colby Rasmus hitting a cool .373, and he's now 2 for 4. Certainly the Hyundai key to the game would inspire the Cardinals when their big man, Albert Pujols, hit a line drive home run. I mean, that thing left in a hurry against Hiroki Kuroda. 410 home runs in his brilliant career. Pujols' average slowly sneaking up at 235. He's hit far better than 300 every year with the Cardinals. His high back in 03, he hit 359. In 08, he hit 357. So a remarkable hitter, as we mentioned earlier. He doesn't strike out at all, considering how much power he has. In his career, and of course this year is still to be played, his career batting average 332, and he is so consistent. Little nubber, Cormier throws it into center field. That's a lack of playing. And Pujols is going to try to sneak into second, and the ball is bobbled by Uribe. So Cormier had an easy out, maybe even a double play, and Lance threw it away. So Pujols hits a comebacker. Rasmus winds up to third on the throwing error. Pujols at second. Uribe unable to handle the throw. So second and third, nobody out. Cormier's error goes along with Casey Blake's error early in the game. And here's Matt Holliday, doubled and singled, fly to center, has scored one and knocked in one. In the dirt, nice stop by A.J. Ellis. So Holliday trying to put the ball game away here, leading 6-3. Colby Rasmus at third, Albert Pujols at second. On deck, Lance Berkman. In the dirt again. 2-0. It's been Kuroda, McDougald, and Cormier. Two and 0. 2-1. Were you here the day it was a day game? Elmer Descends pitching to Matt Holliday. It was a classic home run. 2-1 to count. And he smokes that into right center, and it'll go all the way to the track. By the time Ethia picks it up, Holliday has a double. 2 runs are in. It is 8-3 Cardinals. A very good time to look at Holliday's home run back in 2006. Watch this thing. Elmer Descends delivers a curveball, and it went to the back of the bullpen, right where the Four Sisters are, over the wall. One of the longer home runs hit here in the history of the park. And for Holliday, coming up with a double, his third hit, 3 RBIs. He just wears the Dodgers out. And the batter now, Lance Berkman. 8-3 in favor of St. Louis. Strike. For the Dodgers, the heavy knowledge that the Colorado Rockies swept a doubleheader, and the Dodgers on the edge of falling 4.5 back. Admittedly, only April the 14th, but still a lot of ground to make up. A shot foul. 0-2. So Cormier gives up a single, then throws away at least a force play, and then the long double. Cardinals have had a strange couple of days. Little back to the left side. That'll do it for Berkman. Dodgers get an out. Holliday goes to third. And the batter will be Schumacher.
Skip Schumacher.
Skip Schumacher, fly to left, grounded out, single to center. Infield is up, and a foul ball, 0-1. We were talking about the Cardinals having a strange couple of days. Tuesday night, the Cardinals gave up 13 runs to the Arizona Diamondbacks. The next night, the Cardinals came back and scored 15 runs. So they're just one of 4 teams that have both scored and allowed at least 12 runs in a game this season. 1-1 the count to Schumacher. Little foul, and that will go out of play. We told you that Skip transferred from Loyola Marymount to the University of California, Santa Barbara. And he got a strong work ethic from his father, Wayne. His dad would get up every morning at 4 a.m., leave for work at 5, drive 90 minutes to the L.A. County Department of Beaches and Harbors. That was in Marina del Rey. Then after work, he'd make the 65-mile drive back, getting home about 7 o'clock at night. Day in and day out, grinding away, and it's rubbed off on Skip. His mom still works as a teacher's aide with autistic children. 2-2. In the dirt, ball 3. Lance Cormier struggling with Skip Schumacher. Schumacher is 5'10", a very tough 190. In October last year, he worked out with L.A. County SWAT member Jim Moss, and that is some workout. Foul that one away. Cross-training grind. Jim Edmonds once described that same workout to a San Diego newspaper as, they said to him, well, how tough is it? And Edmonds said, just shy of torture. Then this spring he worked out with St. Louis Blues left winger Paul Correa. Hits that one down to Blake. The out recorded, and holding a third is Holliday. 2 out, 2 in. Cardinals lead 8-3.
Yadier Molina.
And the batter now, Yadier Molina. Single to left, grounded to third, struck out. He had Uribe and Carroll and Kemp. Kemp and Carroll stealing bases. He was also charged with a rare pass ball. Hitting 167, trying to get Matt Holliday home. Nice save by Ellis, again in the dirt. 2-0. So Kuroda, McDougald, Cormier, Garcia, and Boggs. And certainly the Dodgers are bogged down. 8-3. 2-0. Down the line, slicing foul. Ethier, no play. Tomorrow night, Kyle Lohse and John Garland. Saturday night, Kyle McClellan and Clayton Kershaw. Sunday afternoon, Chris Carpenter and Chad Billingsley. Billingsley talking to Ted Lilly. 2-1. And a drive to the gap, And that's going to land untouched and go to the wall. Scoring is Holiday. Jogging into second base easily goes Molina. And the Cardinals now leading 9-3. Molina's second hit, his second run batted in. Matt Holliday carries it over. So Cormier has given up 2 doubles, a single, committed an error, a 3-run inning. And here's Dan Descalso, the third baseman. Right. 0-1. Descalso batting .300. He had a scoring fly ball. He had a English base hit. You want to talk about a ball spinning erratically, and then last time up fly to left. Daniel 1 for 3. Dodgers started out the year, remember, winning 3 out of 4 here against the Giants. They're now in danger of going under 500. Came into the game 6-6. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball down to Carroll. And that'll be that, but the Cardinals pick up 3 more. And at the end of 6.5, they lead 9-3. Now we're waiting for the crowd to sing God Bless America and then Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America. Performed tonight by talented singer-songwriter Jeffrey Osborne.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, wide with foam. Oh, God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, God bless America, my home, sweet home.
is comfortably 9-3. Bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Casey Blake, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp in that order. Mitchell Boggs worked a game Monday night in Arizona, struck out the side, and retired the Dodgers in order in the 6th inning. Fastball strike, 0-1. The Cardinals are beginning to wake up offensively, and of course any club with Holiday and Pujols figures sooner or later to come around, and they certainly are showing signs. In the first 8 games that the Cardinals played, they scored a total of 21 runs, and they lost 6 of the first 8. In the last 4 games, they've scored 46 runs. Their record is 3-1, and they'll be 4-1 if they win tonight. So the Cardinals are off the ground and starting to take off. Casey Blake struck out, double to right, fly to left. Two and two. Casey batting .333. Cardinals scored 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 3 more for good measure in the 7th. Dodgers have used Kuroda, McDougal, Cormier. Crack bat, little ground ball to short. Terrio makes the play. 1 away. Remember the trivia question we gave you a little earlier? Who holds the National League record for most all-star starts at first base? Yep, Steve Garvey. 9 times the starter at first base. You would think Albert Pujols, yep, 9 times an all-star, but he's voted in as a starter 6 times. Andre Ethier singled, popped up, grounded out, 1 for 3, ball 1. One and out, Andre. In there. Kyle Lohse, 1-1 with an ERA of 3, will be on the mound tomorrow night for St. Louis. That's ball 2. 2-1. Andre hitting .367. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-2. Game 1 of an 8-game homestand against the Cardinals for 4 and then the Braves for 4. Mitchell Boggs trying to finish up for Jaime Garcia. Ethier with an 11-game hitting streak. He kept it alive with a single in the 1st inning. Three and 2. Way out. So a 1-out walk to Ethier will bring up Matt Kemp. Mitchell Boggs facing Kemp. Matt single to center in the 1st inning to drive in a run. Single to center, stole 2nd, and scored a run. And then last time up, grounded out. So Matt 2 for 3, hitting .442. One ball and no strikes. Boy, Molina was on his way to the mound. I mean, just as he was catching the ball. Might have gone out and said, hey, don't wake him up. Here he comes in slow motion. You don't see it, but before Kemp stumbled away, Molina was out to the the mound, I think, to get after Boggs a little bit. Of course, one thing they talked about, Mitchell, a tremendous competitor. You think of someone like Kirk Gibson. In other words, a baseball player with a football mentality. And having been a football player, you can understand. 1-1. Just missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Juan Uribe. Two and 1. Fouled away. Pretty good fastball in on the hands. 2-2. We told you Mitchell Boggs Monday night struck out the side in Arizona. Two and 2. Got him looking. Fastball. Down he goes. Probably the last pitch that Kemp would expect to get. 2-2. And the batter, Juan Uribe. Take a look. I guess Matt thought it might have been a little high, but it looked like it caught the zone for sure. So here's Uribe. Walk, double, grounded out. And a strike. 0-1. Boggs last year made 61 appearances. That was his first year in the majors. Uribe hitting 154. 1-1. James Loney is on deck, 1 for 3. 9-3 Cardinals. Bottom of the 7th. Check swing. They're going to call it a strike. 1-2 to Juan Uribe. And down goes Uribe. So 3 strikeouts in 2 innings for Mitchell Boggs. And at the end of 7, it's 9-3 St. Louis. Dodger Stadium tonight. Everybody getting into the act. That is a team put of 14 hits, good for 9 runs. Of course, it's no shock to see Pujols with a home run. It's no shock to see Holiday go 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And the Dodgers in this series really have to start looking at people like Lance Beckman and Colby Rasmus. John Jay will be coming up to hit. A good performance by Mitchell Boggs. Jay, 5'11", 200 out of the University of Miami. Lives in Miami. He was a second-team preseason All-American. He was a leadoff man on Team USA about 6 years ago. Ball 2. An outfielder. Last year, he was in 105 games, had 4 home runs, but he hit 300. 2-0. And slaps it to left, coming up to backhand it on the run, Jamie Hoffman. So 1 away. So Jay hits the ball hard the other way. 1 down.
Ryan Theriot.
Ryan Theriot popped a bunt up, then singled, and last time up, grounded into a double play. So Ryan is 1 for 4, hitting 300. Lance Cormier gave up 3 runs in the 7th inning. He'll be due up 4th when the Dodgers hit in the bottom half. 2-0 the count. Crowds him with the fastball. 3-0 the count. The paid attendance tonight, and with a one-sided game, a lot of folks have left. 34,288. 34,288. Hope we'll see you tomorrow night. That's a strike. Again, Lose and Garland. Saturday night, McClellan and Kershaw. Sunday afternoon, Carpenter and Billingsley. That's a high strike. 3-2 to Ryan Theriot. Hit down the line, foul, back into the stands. So still 3-2 to Theriot. Theriot on this Cardinal road trip was hitting .417. He had 3 hits Tuesday night. Has a 5-game hitting streak. And he kept that alive with a base hit. Now a little flair for a base hit. Though he has hit in 6 in a row and comes up with his 2nd hit tonight. You know, you can take the Dodgers with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today. See every Dodger game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Dodgers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. And here is Colby Rasmus. What a fine-looking hitter he is. 2 for 4. And ball 1. Rasmus struck out twice, but he tripled and singled. The triple to left center. The single to right, hitting .385. That's a strike. He came in here hitting .414 on the road trip. He's played every inning on the road. Off the plate, ball 2. He also has a hitting streak. Rasmus has now hit in 7 straight. And on deck for Cormier, Albert Pujols. Fouled away, 2-2. Now, naturally, a baseball man would look at Rasmus and how well he is doing, and the first thing they would say about Colby, well, he's hitting in front of Pujols. They don't want to walk him, so he's going to get a lot of fastballs, etc. But he's a pretty good hitter. Not that he's going to hit 380 all year. Ground ball to the right side to Uribe. The feed to Carroll. Back to Loney. Double play, and that's that. No runs, one hit, nobody left. And at the end of 7 1/2, 9-3, St. Louis. Two changes. John Jay, who batted for Mitchell Boggs, goes into right field, stays in the game batting 9th. And the new pitcher, and we mean new, is Fernando Salas. He was just brought up from AAA because the Cardinals had 2 pitchers come down with injury. They've had to send both those pitchers out, Augenstein and Talent. So here is Fernando Salas. He's out of Mexico and greeted by Loney with a base hit to left field. For James, he's 2 for 4 going the other way. Tony Gwynn is now coming out of the dugout, and Tony will bat for Hoffman. Hoffman lined out, grounded, struck out 0 for 3, and Tony Gwynn off the bench. Fernando Salas from Cotabampo in Mexico, working on young Tony, hitting .296. Down in the Dodger bullpen because he hasn't had much of a chance to work. So Jonathan Broxton will pitch the 9th inning, even though the Dodgers pretty much blown out of the ball game 9-3. Ball 1 to Tony Gwynn. Fernando Salas. Fernando is his first name. Noel, N-O-E-L. Only 25. Came up briefly last year from Memphis. Pop foul off third. Coming over Descalso, no play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Salas 6'2", about 200 pounder. So it's been Garcia who is the pitcher of record to win. Hiroki Kuroda, the pitcher of record to lose. 2-1. Cardinals 9 runs, 15 hits. Dodgers 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Albert Pujols, 1 hit, home run. Matt Holliday, 2 doubles and a single. And ball 3. Another pitcher was brought up, Eduardo Sanchez, to join Salas. Three and 1. And that's off the corner, ball 4. So Salas gives up a base hit, a walk, 2 on, nobody out. A.J. Ellis grounded out twice, popped up. Out on deck, Aaron Miles to bat for Cormier. Ellis 0 for 3. 2 hard ground balls to third, and he popped up to Molina in the 6th inning. Right. No balls and 1 strike. In the dirt, nice block and save by Molina. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th, 9-3 St. Louis. A.J. Ellis hitting 143. And lips it, shallow right field. Jay coming in. John makes the catch, runners hole, first out. And now Aaron Miles will come up and hit for Cormier. With Broxton in the pen.
For the Dodgers, pinch hitting number 6, Aaron Miles.
Aaron Miles, who was busy during the San Francisco series, batted 8th. He had 2 singles and a triple in last night's game. Was 0 for 4 the game before. And it's a strike. 0-1 to Aaron Miles. Then Garcia, Boggs, and Salas. Kuroda, McDougald, and Cormier with Broxton in the wings. For one brief shining moment, it was Camelot. The Dodgers scored in the 1st inning and actually led 1-0. But it's been all St. Louis after that. 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. They were leading 4-3, and then 2 more plus 3, and they lead 9-3. 0-2. Little comebacker. Salas goes to his shortstop. Back to Pujols, too late. So over to third goes Loney on the force play, and the batter will be Jamie Carroll.
Shortstop, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
So Jamie Carroll with a couple of base hits, couple of singles. Jamie 2 for 4, hitting .357. That's a strike. Loney down the line from third. Miles at first. 2 out. With Carroll up there, the outfield in right and center really shorten up. So Jay and Colby Rasmus. Waiting on deck, Casey Blake. One and two. When the Cardinals come up in the ninth inning, they have some big birds. That'll be Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday. Miles being held on by Albert. Loney down the line from third. 1-2 the count to Jamie Carroll. And that's probably hit into center for Jamie's third hit. Loney scores, and the Cardinal lead is 9-4. Jamie Carroll, boy, he is really something else. His second 3-hit game in the last 4. So Dave Duncan going out to the mound to talk to Salas as Loney brought in the run. Dave Duncan, to give you an idea of his pitching experience as he stands out on the mound, he's coached 5 teams. He's coached 4 Hall of Famers, 4 Cy Young, 1 MVP, 10 strikeout kings, and 10 20-game winnings. And yet, he's the only pitching coach who was never a pitcher. He was a catcher. He'll be 56 years old in September, and he's been a trusted pitching coach with Tony La Russa, it seems like forever. So 9-4 in favor of the Cardinals. And here's Blake. Casey 1 for 4, double to right field in the second inning. The double to right field, a good play made by Lance Berkman, racing to his left. Lance going into a slide to come up with the ball, and that prevented Hiroki Kuroda from scoring. And that slice to right. Jay on the dead run, dives and made the catch. Wonderful play by John Jay in right field to take a hit away from Blake and at least a run away from the Dodgers. And we're heading for the ninth, 9-4 St. Louis. Cardinals lead the Dodgers 9-4, and the Dodgers rearrange their defensive alignment. Tony Gwynn, who batted for Hoffman, he goes into left field. Aaron Miles, who batted for Cormier, stays in the game at second base. Juan Uribe moves from second base to shortstop, and Jonathan Broxton on the hill. Broxton and Pujols, and a strike. How have they fared against each other? Pujols just 2 for 13 against Broxton. 0-2. Albert tonight grounded to short twice. Hit a no doubt about line drive home run and reached on the throwing error by Cormier in the 7th inning. And lifts it into shallow right center. Kemp is here. So Pujols flies to center, one away. Albert goes 1 for 5. And the batter will be Matt Holliday. So as far as Broxton is concerned, Pujols is now 2 for 14 against him. Holliday hitting .222 against Broxton, but he has 2 doubles and a single tonight. 9-4 Cardinals, 9th inning. Matt a little late on that. David Freese, an infielder, comes out on deck. He would bat for the pitcher spot. Down in the pen, Ryan Franklin ready to close it up. Sliced foul down the line. Matt Holliday 3 for 4 tonight. Oh, 2. Hello, 1-2. Nine runs, 15 hits for the Cardinals, 4 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. Two and 2. Kyle Lohse, John Garland tomorrow night. Got him. So Holliday strikes out, 2 down in the 9th inning. And now David Freese will be coming up. Looked like a hard slider took care of Matt Holliday. David Freese, basically a third baseman out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Originally drafted by the Padres out of the University of South Alabama. And when he was in college, he played catcher in high school and spent a little time behind the plate in college. He can play almost anywhere, I think. 0-1. Ball hit into left field. Gwynn will have to play it on a hop. So Freese batting for Salas, comes off the bench, singles to left, and the batter will be Skip Schumacher.
Second baseman, Skip Schumacher.
Schumacher flied to left, grounded to second, singled, grounded to third. So Skip 1 for 4. That is hit number 16 for the Cardinals. Freese at first had a grand total of 1 stolen base last year, and he was caught once. That's in there. 0-1 the count. When the Dodgers come up in the 9th inning, they will have Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, Juan Uribe. They've already used a couple of pinch hitters, Gwynn and Miles, and they're in the game. Just off the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was 2-1 Cardinals at the end of an inning and a half, 3-2 Cardinals at the end of 3, and then the Cardinals just took over and pretty much flew away with the game. 1-1 to count. Ball 2, 2-1. It was back in 2007 when the Cardinals sent Jim Edmonds to San Diego to get Freese. 2-1. Schumacher fouls it off. 2-2. So Skip, the local boy, and I'm sure having gone to school here at Loyola Marymount before transferring, a lot of friends and relatives here. Born in Torrance, lives in Laguna Niguel. 2-2. Ground ball to the right side, and the play will be made by Aaron Miles. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. 9-4 Cardinals. Leading the Dodgers 9-4. The Dodgers will have Ethier, Kemp, and Uribe, and the Cardinals bring in their closer, Ryan Franklin. Andre Ethier, single a left, popped up, grounded out walk, 1 for 3, and he has an 11-game hitting streak. Broxton, who pitched the top of the 9th inning, made 15 pitches. And now we'll see about Ryan Franklin. He's out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, lives in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and went to Seminole Junior College. He originally signed with Seattle in 1992. While he was in Arkansas, the family lost a treasure. They had a 2-story rural Arkansas home. His father and grandfather built it, but the house burned to the ground when Ryan was a junior in high school. Ryan Franklin with the Cardinals last year had a record of 6-2, but more important, 27 saves. Had 38 saves the year before. And a strike to Ethier. And looking at Dodger hitters going against Ryan Franklin, Ethier 1 for 2. 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Franklin had 38 saves in 2009. 1-1. Fouled away. For Ryan Franklin, he knows all about struggling in the minor leagues. In fact, Franklin and his wife lived in a trailer home the first 4 years they were married. He was earning $10,500 a year pitching in AAA. 2-2. With all the talk of such high price salaries, you forget it's tough getting here and even tougher staying here. Played winter ball in Puerto Rico, worked in a bowling alley. 2-2. Ryan Franklin. Slap foul. Andre Ethier trying to stay alive up there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little roller coming over for to Schumacher. 1 away. So Ethier rolls out. He goes 1 for 4 tonight. And the batter, Matt Kemp. Kemp single to center in the first inning, single to center in the third, stole second, came home on a double by Uribe. Since then, grounded out and struck out. Whatever offense the Dodgers had came very early in the game. And since the 4th inning, when they scored a run on a stolen base and a pass ball, they haven't done much at all. Kemp unloads, no doubt about it, halfway up the pavilion. Oh, he just killed it. So that makes it 9-5 in favor of the Cardinals as Matt Kemp shows off yet another talent. So 9 runs, 16 hits for the Cardinals, 5 runs and 11 hits for the Dodgers. And the batter now, Juan Uribe. Boy, did Matt bury that thing way up. A strike to Uribe, who walked and doubled, was out at the plate, grounded out, struck out. So Kemp unloads. Little roller up the middle. Tough play for Theriot. Throws in the dirt. Got him anyway. Nice pick by Albert Pujols. So Uribe is nipped. And we have 2 down in the 9th inning. James Loney is 2 for 4. Unfortunately, his 2 hits came in the 5th inning with 2 out and the bases empty and leading off the 8th. His first 2 at-bats, he had men on base and he had a fly ball and a ground ball. James trying to get on track, going the other way twice for base hits. And a strike. Franklin, fastball, slider, has a splitter, curveball, and a change. Slider is his #1 pitch. One ball, one strike. And hit the other way again. And this time, Descalso throws him out. And that's the ball game. So the Dodgers get 1 run on 1 hit in the 9th inning. The home run by Matt Kemp. Franklin, by the way, made 12 pitches in order to dispose of the Dodgers. So 9-16-0 for St. Louis. 5 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors for the Dodgers. Garcia the winner and Kuroda the loser. Remember, tomorrow night, Kyle Lohse and John Garland. And right now, stay tuned for Dodgers Live coming up next. Good night, everybody.